Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank. When it's sink or swim.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank. I am your co-host, Ted Jenkins, sitting here with my co-host today, Chris Hanks, who's the executive director and founder of the Shore Center for Entrepreneurship. We were joined today by our guest today, Joseph Hsiao, who's the owner of the Flying Biscuit in Midtown and Candler Park, a place that you absolutely need to go to when you have breakfast or lunch. You can always catch a replay of all of our broadcasts on shrimptankpodcast.com or download us on iTunes, and that's where you can hear the show in your car. And this is sort of where you get this MBA course on entrepreneurship.
So, Joseph, you entered your business as a franchisee, and some people evaluate whether or not, hey, should I buy a business? Should I purchase a franchise? Should I start my own? So what would you say is the advantage of purchasing a franchise?
The advantage of purchasing a franchise is that you already have a system that's been proven, it's successful, it works, business model that works, and I think it really saves time in terms of having to create your own brand and develop the branding behind it, because all those take time. So you already have something that's already existing, it's already well known, and so you're just joining a system and taking over their business model and their trade secrets and recipes to help expand. So I think that is a safer route to go versus starting up your own business. There's always some risk involved when you're starting your own business, but with a brand that's already existing and well known, I think you can decrease that risk or minimize it.
You know, there's a lot of people that are watching the broadcast and may be thinking, hey, I'd like to own a restaurant someday. And owning a restaurant is a difficult enough business as it is. But one of the things I'm wondering about is in a restaurant like the breakfast, lunch business, where you get a lot of part-time workers, or you have workers that may be working on an hourly rate plus tips. How do you build culture in that kind of restaurant? What advice would you give to people watching the broadcast about how to build solid culture in a restaurant?
The most important thing, I think, is care. You have to really show that you really care about the business, and you should, because it's your business. So you always want to know what's going on with your own business and what's going on at your stores and with your team members there. If someone's not feeling well or someone needs to take time off, you want to be involved in making sure that you're able to accommodate their request, or if there's anything you can do to help them, whether it's through the good times or the bad. And so I think care, really, that's what employees want to see. They want to see that the owner or the manager is there right next to them, working with them, versus just doing delegating and pointing fingers. And that's not really the way I think the culture should be. You should be involved and show that you care and you want to be with them.
So, Joseph, this is a very, very special show for me, because we've had former students on the show before, but this is the first time I was surprised by one walking in thinking that, hey, we meet the owner of Flying Biscuit, that's super cool, and then realized that, wow, you sat in a classroom with me 15 years ago when I just sort of was teaching part-time at night and entrepreneur by day. So it was a very, very, it was a treat for me, big time, to see how you have succeeded in the interim years. And I guess the question is, so what's the benefit of taking entrepreneurship classes, or is there a benefit?
Absolutely, there is a benefit. I think it opens opportunities, opens a whole new perspective in terms of the fundamentals and the foundation. And so what that allows you to know all the back-end things that occur in a business, because whenever you see a business, you only see really the front end of it, but there's a lot that goes into it. And when you take courses pertaining to that, allows you to see all aspects of it, everything from hiring practices to costs and expenses, to being able to negotiate with your vendors and contracts. So the entrepreneurship class allows that opportunity to be able to have you be able to expose all that. So I definitely think it's extremely important.
Now, is there a secret? I'll ask you one last question in here. Is there a secret to making a fluffy biscuit? Is there a secret that we need to know, or those at home trying to make? I know they can't make it as good as the Flying Biscuit, but is there a secret to making a fluffy biscuit?
Absolutely. It's all made with love.
That's a great answer. Well, Joseph, thanks so much for coming on the show today, for those of you that have never visited a Flying Biscuit before, how can folks that may want to use your locations for catering opportunities for their business, or they just want to come in and have breakfast or lunch or whatever it may be, how can they get in touch with you and your company?
Sure, absolutely. So I'm with the Flying Biscuit Cafe over at Candler Park in Midtown, the 2 original locations. You can check us out on Facebook, on social media, also Google us. So it is the 2 originals, the one at Candler Park off of McClendon Avenue, and then the one over in Midtown right off of Piedmont Avenue, just right next to Piedmont Park. So come by and check us out. And we can, we do catering. We're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner all day, every day. And we also do catering. So we can cater to any event, occasion, business meeting, whatever it is you need, we'll be able to take care of it for you. So let us cater to you guys.
Well, folks, you hear amazing stories every week from our owners, and we got a great one today from Joseph. You can go to shrimptankpodcast.com. You should download the entire broadcast so you can hear more about his story and his answers. And the one thing we heard in the broadcast today that I think is true of any business, but especially if you're going to get in that restaurant business, is consistency. And Joseph talked about it today. If you do it right and do it consistent, and you can do it over a sustained period of time, you too could be successful as an entrepreneur. And that's your post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank.